Hi, I'm Chuck, KK6USY. Welcome to Ham Radio Adventures. Have you ever wanted to put an antenna up, have a bracket that you could do, say, a V pattern, or a dipole, rotatable, or just a vertical? Well, stick with me today. I'm going to show you a great bracket from S&K Antenna Systems and show you what this thing can do. It's pretty awesome, and the price is pretty awesome also. Let's check it out. Alright, let's take a look at this bracket. If you look right here, S&K Antenna Systems, hopefully you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to see. You have a knob on the front here. That's what loosens the bracket so you can move the brackets. This bolt inside the middle is actually permanently mounted to the back of the bracket. This bracket is 1/2 inch aluminum, so it's fairly light but really strong. Same with these brackets, same thing. You're using, like, this is a just a regular mount, and this is the what I would call the negative side, or the braid side. Okay, and it's actually grounded to this bracket. All right. Now, if you look at the other side, now you have basically a CB mount or a ham radio mount. It has the nylon in here to isolate it from the mount itself. Then you have your mount for your coax down here. Let me show you that. So you would just bring your coax in here, put it on there, and screw it on. Okay? I didn't screw it all the way on for time. All right. So there's the parts of it. Now at the bottom here we have a 1/4-20 thread. That's what most tripods have, your camera tripods and stuff like that. The only thing I would like to see, if they wanted to add one thing to it, is put a 3/8 24 down here also. It's really not totally needed because, and I didn't realize this originally, but if you look at this here, this is for different size U-bolts. So you can take a pole, a mast, and put your mast in here and use the appropriate size U-bolt. And that probably goes from, I would say probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches, okay? I don't know exactly the mount size. So let me show you how this thing works. Now, when you take this and unscrew this, it allows these brackets to come apart, okay? Like this. Now, if you look right here, there's a pin here. This pin goes out both sides. If you look over here, you can see it on this side also. It allows you to put these in different positions. That would be a vertical position. This, well, actually backward. I got this backwards, hang on. So we put this one here, and then we would put this one, there we go. I just barely have it big, apart enough. And that would be your vertical antenna setup. All right, and this would be for your ground radios. Now, if you take this one, pull it out again, put it to the middle hole here. Take this one and put it to the middle hole. All right. Now you have a V configuration. So your antennas would come out like this and like this. All right. Now, say you want to do a rotatable dipole. So you have a couple of ham sticks for, like, say 20, 40, 80, whatever. And then you would mount it like this. And now you can turn it as a rotatable dipole. If you get it high enough, it can be somewhat directional. All right? So let's just look at this thing again. We are talking really nice quality, guys. And this knob looks, basically you end up just screwing this down to tighten everything tight, like that, okay? Really nice piece of equipment. Okay, let's look at the different configurations you can use. So this is the configuration for, like, a rotatable dipole. You could use these 102-inch whips. You could use 17-foot whips. You could use ham sticks. Take a 20 meter and a 20 meter, or 40 and a 40, and have a rotatable dipole. So that's one of the positions this thing can do. let's take this to, by unscrewing this far enough to where you can separate these from the pin, you can take this, we'll do a V configuration, and everything's set up perfect. It's a very precision setup the way this thing is pinned and stuff. And once I find the hole, there we go. I'm not going to turn this all the way in, but for now, but usually you would tighten it all the way in. Now you can do like a delta loop. You could put these out with two 17-footers and put a wire between the two, hook a 4-to-1 down here at the bottom, and have a multi-band one. Or just set it up for whatever band you want to do. A delta loop type thing. Like I said, you can use some kind of a matching unit to do multiple bands. All right, so let me show you this for the vertical. So what we'll do is we'll take, let's see, this one. This one has the SL239 on it. Hook up, and we'll put that in there. And we'll take this one. I don't have it unscrewed quite far enough. There we go. And we'll put this one over here like this. Put everything back together. And I'll screw it in part way. Now you probably could set this up and use this for your ground radio, or you could take this off, take a 3/8 bolt, which is that's what all these are, 3/8, which is super common in CB and ham radio for all your whips and stuff. And you could run your ground radios down below. So that would be your vertical. I showed you the dipole, and I showed you the V configuration. So the thing is pretty versatile, very high quality, very well, a very precision piece of equipment here, guys. Like I said before, you can buy things that, this thing's $75. I've seen other things that are somewhat like this, but not quite as nice, for $100. So it's a heck of a deal, guys. Make sure you check out their site early. And last time I looked, they only had 13 available. I'm sure there'll be more in the store later if you happen to miss out. Now, I would never use this tripod, but for keeping stuff into the screen here, here's a little small tripod, 1/4-20. And what you would do with a normal size one, you would screw this in here like this. I do have a small one that I might use if I was going to set this on a park bench or like a picnic table or something. And now you could, this one's not very stable, but there you go. And that's how that could work. All right. Just another way to show you how the tripod thing is pretty versatile. Like I said, I wouldn't mind having a 3/8 or even a 1/2 inch. 3/8 is really common though in ham radio. Now, I just happened upon this because this was sitting in my shack. This is a magnetic mount. It happens to have a 1/4-20. You could take this, mount this, and I wouldn't do this if it was super windy, but now you can set this on, say you can stick this to your car, you do your vertical. Now your car, if you put this in the middle of your hood or your roof or something, now that would be your ground plane, right? Most likely, or you could add some more grounds to it also. Just another thing you can do with this thing, guys. Now, any of you guys that follow my channel know that I like to make a lot of my own stuff. And yes, I could probably make this, but it would never look as nice as this, or the precision that this thing is built at. I showed you guys all the different ways it can be used. And I'll tell you what, for $75, this thing's a steal. There's other companies making things that aren't near as nice to sell for like $100. So it's a really good deal, I think. Now, if you guys, I am not affiliated with it at all. I will put a link in the description, like I told you before, and to where you can buy this. My buddy Kevin sent this one to me to check out, and I really appreciate it. If you don't know Kevin's channel, I'll also put a link to that down below. He does a really good video on this also, and a lot of other videos. All right, guys, so hopefully you'll think about purchasing one of these, and if you do, tell them Chuck sent you. But yeah, really, this thing is really well built. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate that you spend today checking out this product, and hopefully you can get one of these for yourself. I'm Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Ventures. Thank you, 73s, and hope to catch you guys on the airwaves.